welcome to Relationship Realities with Dr. Clay. I am so excited to be here with you on this evening. We have gone another week and we've been able to practice on what we experienced and what we talked about on last week. How was it? How was it? So go ahead and continue to like, share, and tag. Go to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and hit that share button and make sure that you're a blessing to somebody's life, because we've got some good nuggets, some good talk in relationship realities on tonight, and I want to share with as many people as possible. We want to make this a better world. We want to have better lives and be more in tune with one another. So like, share, and tag. I'm giving y'all just a few moments before we jump in to go ahead and continue to share this. Share it on your timeline. Share it on your friends' timelines. Share it in your groups. But just share. Help me to get 100 shares on this evening, if you would. It's really going to bless somebody. Somebody wants to know how to have better relationships, and if you get them locked in with relationship realities, I just believe that could happen for them as well. Don't keep it to yourself. I know you love Dr. Clay, but don't keep it to yourself. Share this broadcast. I'm so excited about what we're going to share on this evening. Every week is something different, a different avenue, a different way for us to be better together and feeling about ourselves. But I am particularly fond of our topic on this evening. We're going to be talking about toxic relationships. So I need y'all to go ahead and share one or two more times to make sure that you get someone on this screen, on this broadcast, who really needs to hear this on this evening. Even if they have to come back and watch it later, I need you to be a blessing in somebody's life. I need you to help them. Be a friend, be a family member, and help them out. I want to pray. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this moment in time that we will never see again. We thank you for how you're giving us strategies and ways to be better. God, help us to understand your strategies that you're giving. In Jesus' name, amen. Welcome to Relationship Realities with Dr. Clay. Once again, I am Dr. Kimberly Clay. I am an organizational psychologist, and I am the founder of Family Vibes Counseling, which is a nonprofit organization that provides services for basically anyone. We service individuals, we service families, we do marriage counseling, individual counseling, we do teen talk with Dr. Clay, and we service the Family Vibes Women's Refuge for battered and abused women, helping with relocation and different problems that a married or a single battered and abused woman with or without children encounters. So help us to be a blessing. Even when you sign up for counseling with Family Vibes, we don't actually charge for our services like a lot of businesses or organizations would. We just do donations into the organization. So we are trying really hard to be a blessing in our community. I'm going to talk later on about how you can help us to do that. Right now, I want to talk about toxic relationships. We're going to be talking about this for a couple of weeks. So I want to look at some things, some ways to remove toxins from our environments. Before we jump into this, why don't you let me know where you're joining from? What city and state are you joining from? I'd like to see the range of participants that we have for Relationship Realities. Put up on the screen in the comment section what city and state you're joining me from. Thank you so much. We're going to be talking about removing toxins from our environments. Did y'all realize that we have control over our environment? We are not reduced or confined to what is around us. We have the possibilities and the ability to change our environment. If we don't like how we're living, that's the good thing about this life that we live. We have every opportunity to work to do something different or to make it better. So we want to remove toxins from our environment that cause negativity in our lives. Toxins, removing them from our lives. So let's talk a little bit about what is a toxic relationship. What is it, Dr. Clay? What is a toxic relationship? In a healthy relationship, everything just kind of works. It just falls into place. It literally fits. Yeah, we might have a disagreement from time to time or come up on other bumps in the road, but you generally make decisions together. And might I add that in a relationship, we are not singling this out to intimate relationships. We actually are talking about any type of relationship, whether it be mother-father relationship, sister-brother, parent-child, husband-wife, significant other relationship, friendships, co-worker, and the list goes on, pastor-member relationships. There are healthy and toxic relationships in every arena of our lives, and it's up to us to keep our eyes open. Somebody say, keep your eyes open. Put that in the comment section. Keep your eyes open. So, yeah, we might disagree from time to time. We may come up on bumps in the road, but we make the decisions together. We decide how this relationship is going to roll out. We openly discuss any problems that arise in a real friendship, even. Some of us are friends or so-called friends with people, but we're never able to discuss or to open up about problems that may arise within the relationship or within the friendship. That's really not considered a friendship if we cannot be open and honest with one another. It's not really considered a friendship. So any problems that arise, this is a indication of a healthy relationship, is that we're able to talk and discuss problems that come up within that relationship. And also in a healthy relationship, we genuinely enjoy each other's company. We really do. I mean, when the relationship is healthy, we love being around each other. We love each other's company. We may not agree upon everything. Y'all have heard the term agree to disagree. We may not agree on everything, but in a healthy relationship, we are usually excited about being in that person's company. Do y'all feel me? Y'all with me? We enjoy that person's company. We look forward to being around that person in a healthy relationship. So it's for us to look around in our environment and to make sure, okay, I can look at this relationship. Okay, this is healthy. This is healthy. We can discuss, we can talk. I look at this part, I look at this relationship. Yeah, we have bumps in the road, but we discuss, we talk. See, you see how that works? You're able to go and to analyze each relationship, because truth be told, that relationship needs to be worth what I go through to maintain it. It needs to be worth it. What we go through individually on both sides. Don't just see it on your side of the fence or your side of the road. Make sure that both people analyze the relationship to see if it's worth the trouble that I go to maintain it. But we should generally enjoy each other's company, okay? I'm giving us a view on healthy relationships so that when we start talking about toxic relationships, we can see the difference. We can see the opposite that happens there, the contrast that happens when we talk about toxicity in a relationship as opposed to the health or the healthy relationship. So let's look at toxic relationships. They are another story, okay? A totally different story. In a toxic relationship, I'm going to describe this now. We may consistently feel drained or unhappy. Now take a moment right there. How many times have you been in relationships? You had an underlying feeling about this relationship anyway, if you be honest about it. Then you notice that you're always feeling drained and unhappy. I mean, consistently. Everyone in any walk of life at some point or another may be unhappy or unsure about the future, but consistently feeling drained or unhappy, this is toxic. There's something in that mix that's not working. There's something in there that needs to be looked at, that needs to be filtered out. There is toxicity. There is something poisonous. Something toxic or a toxin is something poisonous that pollutes a substance. So anything that we have that's toxic, we need to get away from it because it kills us. Toxins kill us in the natural and in relationships, which is something we can't necessarily see a relationship, but we have it in abstract. So we have to look at that, and the toxicity of it, the poison of it can kill us. So consistently feeling drained or unhappy after spending time with this person is a key pointer that this is a toxic relationship. And I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to hear me. Don't take it lightly. Don't brush it off or blow it off. This is something that needs to be looked at. I don't care how long you've been friends or been with this person or been married. This should not be. We need counseling or we need something because there is some poison in here that's definitely damaging who I am and who that other person is. After spending time with them when we're feeling drained, we can suggest some things need to change. When we're feeling this way, we should suggest that things need to change. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a nugget that I need y'all to get. When you suggest on whichever side of the road you are in this relationship, whatever type of relationship, because we talked about there are many. When you suggest about things changing, just stop and watch the response that you get from the other party. And that right there will tell you if you're trying to have a relationship that only you want to be healthy, that only you want to be happy, or if that other person desires the same thing that you do. So suggest that some things need to change. Real things that are going on that you're experiencing, and share and see the response that you get. And that's how you're going to know it. First off, that's your first key to know if that relationship is worth working on or if it's worth just trashing it. So listen, maybe the relationship no longer feels at all enjoyable. We used to have fun. We used to hang out, laugh. For hours, talk, go out, shop, hang out, whatever it is. Though you still love this person, I'm not saying that the love is gone or that you don't like them anymore or care about them, but it does not feel enjoyable. It feels like a chore. For some reason, you always seem to rub each other the wrong way or can't stop arguing over minor issues. Suggests that some things need to change. I'm telling you, there is something about if a person really loves you, they will agree to have the best possible relationship that you all could have. So we need to look at the response that we get when we talk about positive things, positive changes, bringing things on the upbeat. We need to see what kind of response we get. You might even dread, I'm talking about toxic relationships here. You might even dread the thought of seeing them instead of looking forward to it as you did in the past. Usually, every relationship, when it starts, the reason for the start of the relationship is that we feed something in one another. Whether it's a relationship for good or bad, at the beginning, we feed something in one another. As the relationship continues to go on, we start to notice signs of things as to if this relationship is good or it's bad. Now, going into this and analyzing the relationship, you have to be honest with yourself, be open to what's going to happen or what's going to come as a result of looking at these changes that need to take place. We're going to explore some hallmark signs of toxic relationships and offer some guidance on your next steps if you recognize that these signs are in yourself or your partner. See, that's the thing about relationship realities. Dr. Claire is not into bashing anyone. I'm not a man basher or a woman basher, but I just believe in what's right. And when there are problems in a relationship, we need to come to a consensus to be together. That's with any person, any relationship. We need to come to an agreement or a consensus to be together. So I want to look at some signs. Get your notepad, iPad. I need you to get this. What are some signs of a toxic relationship? And depending on the nature of the relationship, the signs can be subtle. They could be ever so gentle, slight, or highly obvious. I mean, where anyone can see it. A baby can see it. When you're in a toxic relationship, you might not always find it easy to notice these red flags that I'm going to give you popping up. But all the same, you could notice some of these signs yourself, in your partner, your friend, or in the relationship itself, okay? Number one. Come on, get this. Number one sign that this is a toxic relationship. Lack of support. Come on, I know I got some administrators, some people on here to help me to get these notes. They're coming up on the screen. But number one sign of a toxic relationship, lack of support. Let's look at that. Healthy relationships are based on a mutual desire, meaning an agreed upon. It's from both sides. A mutual desire to see the other succeed in all areas of life. But when things turn toxic, somebody say when they turn toxic, oh Lord, every achievement becomes a competition. So in short, the time we spend together, it no longer feels positive. We talked about that a moment ago. When we're in a relationship, everything seems good at first. A friendship, a family relationship, any type of relationship no longer feels positive. We don't feel supported or encouraged. And we can't trust them to show up for us. When you can't trust the other person in this relationship to show up for you, to be there, to have your back, lack of support. Otherwise, you might get the impression that your needs and interests don't even matter. They only care about what they want. That is a one-sided relationship, and that's a key hallmark sign of toxic relationships. Lack of support. I'm not here for you. I'm not here to support your needs or your emotions or what you have going on. It's just about me. Key sign. You can do what you want to do with this information, but you can't say you didn't get it. Lack of support. That was number one. Let's look at another sign. You may have all of these in your relationship, or one or two or three, however many. Second key, second sign that this is a toxic relationship. Toxic communication. Y'all know we've been talking about communication a couple of weeks, and we're going to talk some more about it. But toxic communication is the second key. Instead of kindness and mutual respect, most of the conversations in this relationship are filled with sarcasm, or we can call it being funny, criticism, and fueled by contempt. I'm talking about like right at the edge of just being downright ugly and mean. In marital relationships, this sign right here is a predictor of divorce. When divorce or divorcees are counseled or are questioned at that point in that stage, this is one key that all of those relationships have. This is one thing that across the board, divorcees both experience toxic communication. Do we catch ourselves making snide or little funny remarks to our friends or family members? Maybe we repeat what that person says in a mocking tone when they're in another room, or start dodging calls. Y'all know what that red button on the phone is. Y'all know what it is. That red button. Not the green one, the red one. Dodging that person's call just to get a break from the inevitable arguments. You know it's going to come. It's no doubt the undoubtable arguments and hostility that come with that relationship. We just know that we know what's about to happen. That's that second key. That is a toxic relationship. That toxic communication. Here's another one, number 3. Envy or jealousy. Envy or jealousy. Envy is when I want so badly to be like the other person or to have what the other person has, whether it be physical traits or whether it be things, items, things that that person owns, or qualities that that person has, wanting them so bad, or jealous, being downright hateful hearted or hard hearted towards that person because of what they possess. Envy or jealousy. Number 3, let's look at it. While it's perfectly fine to experience a little envy from time to time, it can become an issue if that envy keeps the person from thinking positively about the other person's successes. It's always good to look at someone and to say, you know what, those are some good qualities, or they're really doing well or really successful, and I really like to do that. Man. But when it comes to the point that it makes us be hateful to that other person, there is definitely a problem. There's definitely an issue there in that relationship. So the same goes for jealousy, being hard-hearted toward a person, snide, crude, because of possessions or successes that that person experiences. It's perfectly natural. Stay with me. It's perfectly natural and a human emotion um for jealousy to arise, but we need to be able to check that thing when it leads to constant suspicion. Oh my God, in intimate relationships, y'all know, um, I watch some shows with some real Looney Tunes, and we have to be careful that jealousy does not drive us to a place where we can't think or hear anything else but suspicion and mistrust. Suspicion and mistrust can tear down, it can damage any sort of relationship in the world. Many times people ride off of suspicion and mistrust, and it damages that relationship forever. And it really wasn't anything to be distrustful about or suspicious about. So we have to watch the thoughts that come into our minds. If they seem to be overtaking us, that's when we call someone like Dr. Clay with Family Vibes Counseling, and we say, hey, you know what? I need to talk to someone. I need to get an appointment because, I'm dealing with some things, and we need to get in counseling. When it's keeps pointing to us, I'm not talking about somebody playing manipulation games and acting like, they're doing things but acting like it's in your mind. But no, constant suspicion and mistrust, these are misguided ways to kill a relationship, and it can quickly damage that relationship. Let's look at a fourth key, a fourth sign. Oh, I got plenty of them for you. A fourth sign of a toxic relationship: controlling behaviors. I see this a lot. We deal with battered and abused women, controlling behaviors. Does your partner ask where you are all the time, every moment of the day? Look at that, controlling behavior. Maybe they become annoyed or irritated when you don't immediately answer your text, and they text you again and again and again until you do. One statement: Lifetime Movie Network, okay? Does your partner, I'm going to ask you again, ask where you are all the time? I'm wanting to help somebody. Maybe they become annoyed or irritated when you don't immediately answer your text, and they text you again and again and again. You look up, you got 25 texts saying, where are you? What are you doing? You got voicemails. Mm-mm. These behaviors might stem from jealousy or a lack of trust, and we need to fix that. But they can also suggest a need for control. And this is definitely an emotional problem. A lot of times it's passed down from a generation to a generation, but there's could be a need for control, both of which can contribute to a relationship being toxic or a poisonous relationship. In some cases, these attempts at control can also suggest abuse. And we're going to talk about this. We're going to have some sessions on abusive relationships as well. But that was number 4, controlling behaviors. These are some signs now. Y'all get this. Don't think that this is normal. Just because you've been seeing this in all your relationships, that's not normal. That means that's the type of people that you've been getting with, or the type of people you've been hanging around or becoming friends with. This is abnormal behavior. Hear me. Read my lips. This is abnormal behavior. Number 5, fifth sign of a toxic relationship: resentment. Holding on to grudges. Resentment. Holding on to grudges. Letting them fester. That chips away at the good parts of a relationship. Especially in an intimate relationship, it keeps the fire from burning in a relationship. Over time, frustration or resentment can build up and make a smaller thing, a little small thing in a relationship, bigger and bigger and bigger. So note this, whether we tend to nurse these grievances. Come on, if we be honest with ourselves, how many times have we been in relationship and we nurse or we babysit these grievances? We don't treat them as something that needs to be dealt with. We just sugarcoat them or we nurse them quietly because we don't feel safe speaking up when something bothers you. That is a toxic relationship. That is something you need to run from, something that needs to be over. If we can't trust our partner to listen to our concerns, your relationship could be, but I say is, toxic. Number 6, get these notes. I mean, these are definite signs, definite warning signs of poisonous or toxic relationships. Number 6, dishonesty. Big no. If we find ourselves constantly making up lies about our whereabouts or where we've been, who we met up with, where we were, how long we were there, whether it's because we want to avoid spending time with that person or because we're worried about how they'll react when I give them the truth, such a problem on so many levels. Dishonesty. If I have to be dishonest with you or you have to be dishonest with me, what is the point of that relationship? That means that the relationship is based on something that's not going to hold up over time. If the relationship is based on other things, and we're going to talk about this later on some other sessions, what relationships can be based on. But if this relationship is based on dishonesty and we're seeing all of our answers, we're being dishonest with one another, we're either avoiding being around each other or avoiding the answer or the reaction from the truth, that is certainly a problem. Number 7. So many signs. Number 7, patterns of disrespect. Patterns of disrespect. Not just one time. Patterns. A history of it. Of disrespect. Being chronically late. Casually forgetting. Oh, I forgot. Events. And other behaviors that show disrespect for your time or a red flag. We were supposed to be at this event. We were supposed to go hang out. We were supposed to be at a movie. You didn't show up. Or you came an hour late. And then look at me like, what? What? You blatantly disrespected the time that we have. We went to an art exhibit. Where were you? We had this already planned. No respect for my time. No respect for the cause of setting aside time for us to hang out or to be together. Patterns. This happens over and over. Somebody say over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Patterns. Keep in mind that some people may struggle with making and keeping plans on time. Oh, I know people that got time issues. Yes. So it may help to start with the conversation about this behavior, about being on time, timeliness. But this constant pattern, it leads to disrespect of the relationship. If it's not intentional, you might notice some improvement. See, that's why I told you at the beginning to make sure that when you suggest changes for the relationship, watch the response that you get. Watch the response that you get when you suggest a change. So you might notice some improvement after you say something. What you know what? We go hang out, blah blah blah, or when we get ready to go here, there, or wherever. You are always late. What's going on? What's up? And see the response that you get and see if you see a difference on the next time. Don't just ignore it and not bring it up and then you're brewing on the inside. Bring it up, because if the relationship is strong enough, if the relationship is real, it'll withstand the disagreement or the agreeing to disagree or the help or the lack of. But we have to improve if we love one another. Explain why it bothers you. Patterns of disrespect. We don't want to, when we love someone, when we're in a relationship with someone, it's dysfunctional for us to accept less than what's required or what we desire from the other person. We're even disrespecting ourselves for allowing it to continue. We must talk about the things that make us unhappy in any type of relationship. Here's another good one. Number 8, negative financial behaviors. Sharing finances with the partner. This is for intimate relationships for sure. Often involve some level of agreement about how you'll spend or save money. With that said, it's not necessarily toxic if one person chooses to spend money on items the other person doesn't approve of. But it is toxic, though, if you come to an agreement about it, about your finances, how it's going to work, and one partner consistently disrespects that agreement. Negative financial behaviors, consistently disrespecting that agreement, whether by purchasing big ticket items or withdrawing large sums of money. We have to look at the ways that we are disrespecting one another in our relationship, in our bonds. We have to know that these are not what we should be exhibiting or looking at or experiencing with one another. Toxic relationships. When we look at these signs, there are several more, and we're going to talk some more about them on next week. But when we look at these signs, these are not things that we necessarily want to engage in our relationships. These are not things that should be going on. We want to make sure that we respect the other person and that the other person in the relationship respects us. So look at these signs: lack of support, toxic communication, envy or jealousy, controlling behaviors, resentment, dishonesty, patterns of disrespect, and negative financial behaviors. We're going to jump more into toxic relationships on next week. I want you to commit to me to inviting someone to join with you in Relationship Realities. I shared that we are a nonprofit organization. Family Vibes is based in the area of family and relationship. We want to be a blessing to our community. We do not charge for our services. If you like to be a one-time or a monthly donor or annual donor to Family Vibes, you can donate to us on Cash App at $Family Vibes INC. That's $Family Vibes INC. Or you can go to givelify.com or the Givelify app, and you can search Family Vibes Counseling, and you'll see our beautiful white, red, black, and yellow logo with the F and V for Family Vibes. Go there, hit your donation amount. Takes less than 30 seconds to do a donation with us. If you like to reach out by phone, call us 972-589-1925. We would love to speak with you about you becoming a community partner with us. There are so many things that we want to do in the community, and we would love for you to partner with us on it. We want to help you to have better relationships. I have so enjoyed talking with you in Relationship Realities on this evening. Join us every Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to share this once again with someone who needs to hear it. And I'll look for you on next week in Relationship Realities with Dr. Clay. Have an amazing evening. Family Vibes Counseling Incorporated is a community-based, nonprofit organization based in the heart of Arkansas and Texas. The mission of Family Vibes Counseling is to provide support and therapeutic healing for families, individuals, and marriages, and to foster growth and development in individuals. Family Vibes Counseling is a 501c3 charity, and all donations are IRS recognized tax deductible. Together, we can change the statistics of our communities. Depression affects approximately 18.8 million American adults, or about 9.5% of the U.S. population age 18 and older in a given year. 80% of depressed people are not currently having any treatment. 41% of depressed women are too embarrassed to seek help. 1 in 5 children deal with some sort of mental, behavioral, or emotional problem. 1 in 10 children may have a serious emotional problem. Among adolescents, 1 in 8 may suffer from depression. Become a sponsor for Family Vibes Counseling today. Help us to help the community. You can become a monthly sponsor and donate as little as $20, $50, or $100 per month. You can go to Cash App and donate now. $ Family Vibes INC. Cash App. That's $ Family Vibes INC. Go to Givelify.com or download the Givelify app and search Family Vibes Counseling. Click your amount and enter your card information, all within 30 seconds. You can text DONATE to 972-589-1925 and get more information about becoming a monthly sponsor. Text DONATE to 972-589-1925.